And then well, I went to the Macho Man. But I had never heard about the paperwork and all that. I didn't know that because Ricky really didn't let all that cat out of the bag till later on. You know, here a few, but Randy did have to have everything laid out, everything every night. I didn't see paperwork, but we had to go over it every night. I mean, if we had 2 shows, Sacramento on a Saturday afternoon and San Francisco that night, it was same all the thing. The only thing difference was the length of the walk ramp to the ring from the backstage. Nothing changed, you know. I mean, but anyway, I got to the point where I'd hide from him, and he'd come looking. I'd see him. I'd go in the bleachers and peek between the bleachers and watch him, and I'd see him. He's walking, and he's all wise. And he'd go to Jimmy Hart. Where's that Honky Tonk Man? And well, I don't know. And then the music would, all of a sudden I would reappear right at the curtain, and he didn't have time to talk about it. So we'd just go out there and do them. But I found out that if it was much better, and we worked a lot better if I let him come and tell me, and let's put it together. And because I knew if something needed to change, I could change it anyway. It was no big deal. But he liked to have it structured. And I understand later on that Randy would get so deathly nauseated before these Saturday night main events and the WrestleManias that he would just have to lay down and he'd be sick and throwing up. And it was like, man, they call Randy the greatest worker ever. It's like, man, come on here. You know, I mean, Harley Race ain't gonna be over there puking because he's got a big match tonight. You know, Andre's not going to. He's gonna have some wine. He's gonna be relaxed. But anyway, Randy and I, the gears clicked because I had worked in Puerto Rico, and Randy was partly trained by Tom Ernesto, and so was Dutch. And I had worked a lot with Dutch, so I understood their style. They worked fast. They worked a lot of spots. They did up and down a lot, not a lot of selling, not big comebacks. Randy, I always used to watch Randy when he was a heel. He'd get the heat, bing, 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 and get a babyface, get a comeback. He'd tie himself in the ropes. Man, just kill a comeback. But anyway, so I understood Randy. I understood how he worked, and I could work with him. And I made it work. And we never had any problems. It was strictly business, Jerry. It's hard to believe that you have a run with Randy, and I made a lot of money with Randy. I enjoyed it. You never knew what you were going to get. If he was going to be Macho Man, was he going to get upset because somebody whistled at Liz? Or he let little things bother him. The little things bothered him. But he was meticulous and professional. I never had a drink with him. I never had a restaurant, sat down with him, never hotel, nothing. It was strictly locker room business, and it worked out very well.
It worked out great, yeah.
Was he the same way with promos? That he was nervous like matches? Because he was a great promo guy, as well as a great wrestler.
He was not so hyper on before his promos. He was okay. He could sit there and be still and everything. But Randy, I don't care. I saw it when I went to WCW. Randy was there. We meet in that little hallway down there at that little studio, and I said, "Hey, Macho Man." He went, "Ooh, Honky Tonk Man," and he just shook my hand, but he was waiting to see if my other hand was going to the knife in the back. It's like,
yeah,
man, we sweated the same sweat and the same blood, brother. I just want to be your friend. I'm just here. But he was really wound up tight. I sometimes I'd wonder how he would have been if I had a room next door that I could have listened to his real voice. I mean, was he always? We
always wondered that about Backlund too. You know, is Backlund really wound this tight all the time, or does he get into a room by himself and just become a calm, normal human being?
Backlund was always like that.
I never saw him other than being Macho Man. I mean, that was